Is it open?
Hello?
No one's here. Maybe we should get out. Alright, that was fun. I don't know. Nobody's there.
No, maybe here.
Upstairs.
Maybe?
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. I don't want to go up there.
Try it.
I have a master class at
Oh, okay,
13.
you're quite early.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's still preparing everything. You can already sit, but the master class will start in 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah,
You can
yeah.
come sit.
Yeah, sure. How many people?
Two.
Two. Lovely. Well, we're pleased to come in.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's,
Have a good day.
Oh, this is lovely.
where are you from?
New Jersey?
Oh, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to go there. One of my best friends moved there 2.5 years ago, but just before COVID started.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I still have to
Yeah.
no time to visit them. So, yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Tiny
Yes.
little tea house,
I
which
love
is
it.
what you get. So it's,
Yeah.
it's in the metric system almost 4.5 meters long. So I
Wow.
think it's 4.
What would that be?
Yeah, so 5, less than 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, 7
6
feet. Yeah,
feet, yeah.
6 feet, 8, 9, something like that.
Wow.
And in the past people are actually living upstairs
Oh.
and running a shop downstairs.
Gosh.
Do go upstairs.
Alright.
It's on for the Europeans calculate a little bit
Yes.
differently. So this is ground floor, first floor, and for
Right.
second floor.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
Thank you.
see you shortly. Yeah.
Okay.
So, goedendag, hallo.
Hello.
Beautiful in Amsterdam.
Yeah, lots of wintry Christmas trees. I can't smell it anymore. If you work here, you don't smell it. Individually, the trees you can smell, but
It's a lot.
No, I could have 2 or 3 lads. English breakfast? I don't know. I'll try these. Oh, 2 English breakfasts do the same thing?
so now,
Hi. We've been sniffing.
how did you find us?
I don't remember how I found it. It might have been a YouTube video
Oh, really?
that I saw or someone announced it here.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay. Would you also like to know something more about Amsterdam? The
Yeah,
history, of course.
yeah.
I'm a history lover, so.
Yeah, yes, us too.
So here we are,
Thank you.
and also have some. Yeah, we have tea filters here. So
Oh, perfect.
you see them over there. They're more in the box there.
Okay.
You have a tea timer. It's glass hours from light to strong.
Okay.
3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And the teaspoons. But there are 2 different ones, both
But
the same size. 1 scoop is enough for 1 cup of tea. And
Okay.
depending what kind of tea you have, because you have all
Right. Oh,
different
yes.
types of tea. You have to steep them shorter or longer.
Okay.
So, but normally, personally, I like 2-3 minutes for
Okay.
teas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, if you see my wife is normally
Okay.
Lucy loves the really strong
Yeah.
bitter taste of tea, but personally, yeah, not. So, shall I put these here so you have
Okay.
some more space, and then
Thank
I will arrive with the rest of the nice things as well. Hopefully
Oh.
you're hungry.
Yes, yes, thank you. Okay, three's done.
More will arrive shortly as well.
Ooh.
So then after this,
Beautiful.
to entertain the lady upstairs first. I'll be right back.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So we have the scones, still hot, just out the oven, freshly made. Some amusesjaren over here, and savory sweets. That
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I also have freshly baked apple pie as well. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so
Thank you.
probably,
I just don't want to put the tea
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
He said he had more, so he's expecting us to use that. Looks like a bunch of dimes.
there we are. Some,
Oh,
and then
I
right
like
back
that.
for the rest. And then,
Thank you.
yeah.
thank you.
And what are your names?
Stephanie.
Stephanie?
Nick.
Nick,
Nick.
Nick, and yeah, in Dutch is Nick, and
what would I
yeah,
be?
Stephanie, yeah, Stephanie, yeah, Stephanie,
Stephanie and Nick.
Nick,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Nick
like it,
is,
I like it.
Nick, yeah,
You're
that's from
easy.
Nicholas. So,
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, that's yeah, Nick.
Very
Yeah,
easy.
so, okay.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Okay, I'm gonna set up for a second, and then I'm gonna
Stephanie. I'll call you that. Stephanie.
stay.
Stay for me. Get it? Stay for me. Stay for me. What is it, a biscuit?
The scone. It's like a sweet biscuit. You put the lemon and the cream.
Once that lemon hits the warm or the soft on the inside.
That's delicious.
Yeah. Alright. I want to try the other. It was like it's like a fly or something. Fucking love it.
There's just one scoop.
Depending on how you like a flavor.
No. Shall I take a picture of you, maybe? So
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
just
decide.
Sure.
So,
Thank
thank
you.
alsjeblieft. So, how is your Dutch so far? Did you already practice some words?
I did.
Yeah.
We've been training for this.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's very good.
Some people say if you mix German and English well, you get Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinderen, jongen. I'm getting yeah.
I'm already expecting. Yeah.
My favorite word that I learned was for rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Neushorn.
A bolterham, which is like a bread or a sandwich.
Yeah, boterham is a slice of bread.
Oh,
But for instance, scone is based on the Dutch word schoon brood. That means clean bread. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but lots of Dutch people moved to Scotland in the 16th, 17th century, and for the textile industry and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So that was really big here in Scotland. They also want to start it over there, and the Dutch brought this to Scotland, and they called it schoonbrood. So
Okay,
schoonbrood, and that eventually became scone.
Okay. So
Scone.
it originated here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Hello is hello.
Yes, yes.
Hi is
Hoi,
hoi.
hoi, yeah.
Bye. Do you know what bye is?
Oh my gosh. Dag.
You can say dag, or you can say doei. Doei is
Doei.
more informal. So
Okay.
doei.
Okay.
Doei.
But we sing a little bit in our language, so we say doei, doei. Or you can also say hoi hoi, hoi hoi. So it's also when you say
Okay.
goodbye.
So alsjeblieft, is that like a please? Is that please? Like what?
Yeah, also
It
alsjeblieft is it's different. Yeah.
Different words.
Different. Well, yeah. Alsjeblieft is here you are,
Okay.
or can also be please. Kan ik het alsjeblieft krijgen? Can I please have
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So
How do you say you're welcome? I don't think I.
graag gedaan.
Oh.
I feel like the
I
pronunciation.
give you one lesson at the moment, and after 10 minutes you have to pronounce it fluently. Normally, when we have expats here or people from abroad and they do Dutch language courses, they always have to practice this sentence, and that's 88.
Oh.
88?
Yeah.
Almost.
Ja, 88. Prachtige
Oh.
grachten. It means 88 beautiful canals. So 88 prachtige grachten. Can you pronounce it well? Yeah. So
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if
look
I
back
could.
at the video and practice.
it's quite hard for people that are from the UK or the US to learn Dutch, because all the Dutch are switching to English.
I said this yesterday. It has been so nice, like, to be able to understand a lot, and like everyone
And
speaks.
even then, we have Americans complaining about the fact that everything is written in Dutch still. So,
Really?
yeah. No, it's but I think in total around 40 million people are speaking Dutch. So it's also including Belgium and
Right.
Suriname. It's in South America.
Yeah.
Indonesia as well.
Right,
South
right.
Africa. So Amsterdam, I think, only had 900,000 inhabitants. We have also a really big American community. I think around 50, 60,000 Americans are living in the city, and that's because all the big American companies have their international headquarters.
Yeah.
And General Motors, for instance, is now also a Dutch company.
Really?
Well, they merged with Chrysler and Fiat.
Yeah.
And so they decided to have their international, or their headquarters not in Italy, or so they
Right. All here.
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle.
Wow.
And then they,
Wow.
so lots of, I think 1,500 people from Detroit moved to the Netherlands.
Wow. Wow.
How is it like getting citizenship here? Like, how are they able to move? Like, is it hard?
It's well, if you're American, normally not. So normally after 5 years you can apply for Dutch citizenship.
Okay.
You have to do an inburgeringscursus. That's
A test?
something. Yeah, it's kind of a test
Yes.
that you also have in the States.
Yes.
And then
Wow.
yeah. So
So-
we have, for instance, one of our employees, and she's also our neighbor, Emily. She's from San Francisco, and she started to live here 15 years ago. She's a Dutch husband and that kind of thing.
Yes.
But she has dual citizenship.
Oh,
so
nice.
she has the
Okay.
American and
So with those 5 years, it's just like reapplying for visas.
normally,
Yeah,
but
until-
for Americans it's quite easy.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
but it's the same for us as well. I will tell more about it shortly.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
the relationship between the Netherlands and the States is already since the beginning of the foundation of So during the Civil War, not the Civil War, the Independent War in the States, the biggest supporters, financial supporters, were the Dutch. So, and since then, there's a really strong relationship between both countries. And that's for us. It's for Dutch people also easier to start businesses in the States, and vice versa. So if you're from the States, it's also quite easy to start up businesses here as well. So there are already how do you call it, bilateral agreements.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
financially,
Mutual.
fiscally,
Yeah,
mutual.
mutual,
Yeah. So that's. But I'll tell more.
Okay.
Do your thing. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. He's cool. I like the guy. Oh, what was that sentence? I can do the half. But I think it'd be easier for me to listen rather than phonetically. You know what I mean? Like it's like the words. I don't know. I understand like the J is silent, kind of like in line or hein or whatever. It's like kind of just like HJN. It's like
Yeah.
but like,
I like them.
how they like. I feel like our language, or maybe I'm just used to it, doesn't use the tongue, the mouth, then the throat, then the throat, then the mouth. Like we just use mouth and tongue, right? You know, like pretty much all this is cut off.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's not as bad as is it
Welsh.
Hasidic or whatever what the
Oh, Yiddish.
Yiddish. When I was a lifeguard, they were like, I had no idea how you're even.
It's tough.
Whoa, holy shit, dude! What is this? It looks like carrot cake.
Try it.
Not for me.
It's like bruschetta.
Yeah, I'll try this.
You would like that.
Yeah, I'll try that.
No.
I don't want to disrespect him, but I'm not to poop myself.
Rude. Stomach issues.
Yeah, I think it's tea. Yeah, it goes for me just like coffee.
Really?
I think it's caffeine in general, because soda does the same thing. Yeah, coffee.
Coffee. Tea. I'd buy strawberry.
I try to like say it in their accent so it sounds like how they would try and say it. Because that accent comes from how they pronounce letters in their language. You know what I mean?
Sorry for the internet. So I wasn't expecting that. At least not at this time. So she's one of our suppliers of the tea.
That's important.
Sometimes. Yeah, some time for history.
Yeah.
Copy of an old map of Amsterdam. I think this map is from 1648. It's a strange map because this is the northern part of Amsterdam. So this is where the central station is. So you have to see it like this.
Right.
Yeah. But this is how they did it in the old days. So what they normally did in those times, and it's also with old maps from the States, they took a landmark. From there they started to construct a map. And in this case it was the port, which was really important for the city. Do you know why Amsterdam is called Amsterdam? Why it's named Amsterdam?
Something about Amstel or something like Amstel. We had a tour guide tell us something like.
Okay.
Tell
Now,
us, yeah.
probably you've already been to the dam square.
Yes.
Where the Royal Palace is.
Yes.
And that's already one part of the name of Amsterdam. So dam or dam in Dutch, it's the same meaning. And you have the river Amstel. And in those days, the river was meandering through the city. And what they did more than 1,000 years ago, to protect the land from all the floodings that were here, they constructed a dam. And that's what it literally means. The dam in the river Amstel.
Right.
Oh,
right.
wow.
It was
Okay.
Amsterdam,
Yeah,
but then
Yeah,
it turned-
how do you call it? The river was called 1,000 years ago Amstelerde Dam. And that eventually became Amsterdam. There are many cities nearby and villages with dam in its name. So Edam, Veendam, Monnikendam,
Rotterdam.
Volendam, Rotterdam, Spaarndam. And the reason is that most part of the Netherlands is reclaimed land. So I think 40% of the Dutch population is living below sea level.
Wow.
Yeah. So there were lots of lakes here,
Yeah.
lots of rivers. And what they did more than 1,000 years ago, they started to reclaim the land and that kind of thing. So there's a Dutch expression that says God created the world, but the Dutch created the Netherlands.
Oh. I like that.
So that's and it's still, if you have some flooding somewhere, for instance in Houston or New Orleans or Venice, a special department of the government is taking care or overseeing all the civil engineering projects. And that's also what my neighbors were telling me, is that the Dutch are quite proactive regarding these kind of things. So they're already thinking ahead. So what can happen in the next 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. So they act accordingly to it. Americans are more reactive. So they think, okay, we have flooding. Okay, what shall we do? It's also the one of the oldest departments of our government. I think they're already in business for 1,400 years or something like this. So it's now Amsterdam itself, for a long time it was quite small. We're now here in the old High Street, the Oude Hoogstraat. in the 17th and 18th century, this was the most expensive shopping street of Amsterdam. So all the best shops were located. The Fifth Avenue of its days.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you now look outside, you probably notice all the cheap
Souvenirs.
souvenir shops and coffee shops and
Yeah.
French fry shops. But in the 17th and 18th century, it was the most expensive shopping street. I will tell more about it later on. But this was Amsterdam 500 years ago. It was really small. So the city ended here at the canal. So,
Wow.
and in those days, around 40,000 people were living here.
Wow.
400 years ago, so 100 years later, they extended the city or expanded to the east, towards there. So I'm not sure, it's difficult to see from that angle, but we have the Montauban story. I'm not sure if you've seen that already.
Yes.
And at the back you see the Southern Church. It's the church here just around the corner. And that was Amsterdam 400 years ago, and around 50,000 people living here. And then something happened here early 17th century, around 1603. Within 30-40 years time this was all built. So the canals were dug out, the nice houses were built for the rich and famous. The poor people ended up here in this region, and it's now called the Jordan. That's the region where most people now want to live, at least if you're from abroad. Or well, we have locals here, we have imports, and we have expats. Locals, well, they were born and raised here. I'm a local. You have imports that are people from other parts of the Netherlands, and then the expats. Are from, so that's and especially the expats want to live here, and the imports, they also want to live as near the old town. This is This is, by the way, still a village. Above every shop, people are still living. Oh, wow. And the community is quite strong. I live in the western part of Amsterdam for the last 15 years.
That's where we're staying.
Yeah, we're Osdorp.
Osdorp. Oh, that's
Lelyland.
Lelyland. That's it's 10 minutes from where I live.
Okay.
So it's quite nearby. So most people commute by bike here. What's also quite funny is that Dutch people are always starting to complain if they have to travel for more than half an hour. I said, "Oh no, it's too far." It's too far.
We didn't mind. I mean,
we rode bikes a few days ago, and it was a challenge.
Yeah.
A challenge.
Yeah.
We had to stay to the right so that everyone could pass us.
You know what I found challenging when I was in the States? When I was in New York City. And I think it was more than 10 years ago. My wife and we rented a bike because you had all the bicycle lanes now. But I was so scared about the bus drivers, the taxi drivers. And I'm already cycling here at the age of 3 without side wheels and that kind of through the traffic. But after half an hour, I said, let's go to the central park. The city expanded quite rapidly in 40 years' time. From 50,000 inhabitants to more than 250,000. And in those days it was the same size as a city like London and Berlin and Paris. And the reason why it expanded so rapidly was because of a couple of new innovations took place in the Netherlands. One of them was science. The way we now do science was invented here, so the deduction, that kind of things. Technology improved, windmill technology, shipping technology, mapping technology, things like democracy. Yeah, that's now quite. We had the first country with a constitution, with freedom of speech. The tulip mania. The tulip mania. Tulips became quite fashionable, especially the rich and famous. They earned lots of money with trades, coffee, spices. They had to spend that money somewhere.